What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunched Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Adrian, the problem Broner. Adrian Jerome Broner has stated that he would like to come back to the sport of boxing. That's good news. Positive news is always good news, or no news at all. But Adrian Broner, he had a lot to say that actually surprised me. And I will report this. Here we go. Broner on being a changed man. He says, I do more thinking before I do things now. At first, it was just like on the go. Whatever. I just never thought about it. I just did it, and that somewhat got me in certain situations. But now I just try to think about the thing to do the right way. Okay. He says, I also understand I only got one window and my window is closing. I'm still young, but I know that my window is closing. I've done a lot of things early in my career, but now it's time to make the most lucrative decisions, and that's all I'm doing at this point. On demanding $10 million from Al Heyman and Showtime to fight again. He says, I don't need Devin Haney. Devin Haney needs Adrian Broner. Let's be honest. What do I get by knocking out Devin Haney? Nothing. Everyone is going to be like, he's supposed to do that. He's bigger, faster, stronger. He just did what he's supposed to do. I've got everything to lose against a Devin Haney. I've got nothing to win from that. Okay. On wanting to fight Ivan Redcash, he said, I would love to go in there and stop him. It'll be a good fight, especially with me coming off a 2-year layoff. I don't care as long as my money is right. We're going to have a hell of a fight, but I'm going to F him up, though. He's asking for it. He's been begging for it. Okay. So, also, he said he would really love to fight Maidana. You know, he said a lot of fighters would quit in my position. In that position, I was in, and how hurt I was, but the way I looked, I fought the S out of him. I see why he retired, and that's one of the biggest fights I ever had, I think. You know, let me counterpunch Adrian Broner. I'm glad he's coming back to the sport. The rapping thing, the drug thing, all that was going to be a dead end, and actually the rapping thing and the drug thing was kind of intertwined, okay? So I don't think that was bad news for Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner is a fighter. He needs to stick to what he has. And I think me counterpunching Adrian Broner, Devin Haney, I don't think he needs Haney right now because Haney would beat him. Why? Because for 2 years of inactivity, Haney's not necessarily a small guy. You know, Adrian Broner's been around longer, but you know he's had problems making weight and all this stuff. But at this point, if he got beat by Devin Haney, it would be expected, not the other way around like he's saying. You know, my opinion, my counterpunch. Now, as far as thinking before he does things, that sounds promising from Adrian. That means he's growing up. Floyd had to go through it. You know, Floyd been through a lot of stuff. People that's, you know, haven't really forgot about because they won't let Floyd forget about him. They won't let you. Just like they won't let Mike Tyson forget about all those allegations that may or may not been true back in the day that put him in prison. Okay, so a lot of people really do cling to the negative, and I understand that. Okay, that's why I am reporting this because Adrian's back. He wants money, though. And $10 million, I think, is a little steep. I think $5 million. So 2.5, you know, for the Redcash fight, another 2.5 for another fight of his choice, plus a pay-per-view upside if it gets to that point. You know, 10 million is kind of brash, but he understands, though. He is thinking. You could tell he's thinking because he's realizing that, hey, I can't do this forever. And those opportunities that I've had, which other fighters haven't had. Adrian Broner has been in a situation unlike any other fighter. Okay? He was baby brother. You know, it's very seldom that someone is entitled to be called a baby brother to Floyd Mayweather Jr. Let's just be real. And he was that. Okay? He was a 4-division weight champion all before the age of 24. He was a very high success story. Okay? A rapid growing prodigy up under Floyd Mayweather until that one night. And what one night was that? Marcos Maidana El Chino and he was beat. He was hurt. And you do have to give credit to Adrian Broner. Even though he was dropped twice, beat up like he was, he still fought to the 12th round, and he showed heart. He did. You know, even though a lot of people that hated Mayweather was glad to see him lose. Because let's face it, he was a brash, trash-talking fighter. Okay? He was trying to be like Pretty Boy when he should have just became Adrian Broner. Well, what happened that night, I think, he never grew after that. I think Adrian Broner never grew after that loss. I don't think he never grew because he had never had an opportunity to avenge that loss. People that watch this channel or channels, okay, understand that how I feel about Adrian Broner. I think the mental block comes solely from not getting the ability or the opportunity to right his wrong. Okay, if he was able to get in there with El Chino and beat El Chino, or at least make a go at El Chino once again, he would have had a different mindset. I think Adrian Broner's always stuck back to the performance that he was when he was hurt. It's a psychological thing. It's weird to say. If you look at him, has he ever been stopped? No. Has he ever been outworked? Yes. Have you ever been beaten to the punch? Yes. Is he a good fighter? Yes, he is. But does he have problems pulling the trigger? Yes. Where do you think that comes from at that young of age? I think it comes from that defeat. So him calling Marcos Maidana for a rematch, I think that's the perfect opportunity. Fight Ivan Redcash for 2.5. Fight El Chino in a rematch. Okay, both of them has been out of the ring. I know he's been out. You know, Maidana's been out farther longer than he has. However, you know, this is an opportunity for him to get that get back, for him to right that wrong. And I would recommend that for Adrian the Problem Broner. But this is good news. I'm glad to have him back. He is a very marketable fighter, very talented fighter, and I hope he can go far while he still can. That's my counterpunch on that, guys. You guys tell me what you think about Adrian Broner's return to the ring. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.